Hi guys, this is episode 5, the letter E, and we're gonna start by talking about ELISA. ELISA is not the name of a good-looking Russian girl. ELISA is the name of a very successful viral antibody test in use since the early 1970s for HIV and the hepatitis B virus. It's useful now in COVID. There are a few studies being conducted, chiefly at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York, and there's already a complete study from a hospital in Hong Kong where they have found that it was effective. You can test on people that have recovered from the virus. They will come out positive because they have the antibody, and also you can only test after someone has got the virus and has spent 4 days with it. So on the 5th day after contracting the virus, you can test and get a positive result. The early 4 days, you will not get anything. That is according to a study in Hong Kong. How is it improving on the existing tests? Well, the RT-PCR test has two problems. One, that it takes a very long time. The RT-PCR test is essentially a test where they test for the genetic code of the virus. The whole process takes about a day for an RT-PCR test, and it produces a false negative result 30% of the time, which means that a positive person can test negative 30% of the time. The ELISA has no such problems with false negatives. If anything, you might get a false positive report. And also it can be done in less than 4 hours. With all this information in mind, there are still studies being conducted on it. The efficacy will be known shortly. And also, China has announced that if you're working at a hospital, and most healthcare workers can go back to the hospital, go back to work if they suspect COVID positive and produce an ELISA test that says they're negative. So that is how Chinese hospital workers can function. Moving on from China to Elon Musk. Elon Musk has courted controversy with a poor couple of ethical decisions. One concerning his factory in the Bay Area of California. Now, the Bay Area noticed a large spike in COVID cases over the last week or so. And Elon Musk then decided that he would force his factory to open. Ethically, not the best decision. Unsafe for all the workers in an environment where social distancing becomes very difficult. The workers, credit to them, said that they would go back to work because you had to balance out economic activity, but safety was a big concern. His second poor ethical decision of the week was naming his son that. It apparently is pronounced X-A12. I'm not going to go into the details of what it means. That's just completely pointless because the name is completely ridiculous. I feel that that child is going to suffer a lot of bullying at school, and I feel for him. I really do. It's unfortunate, but the internet also decided to go gaga over it and basically posted pictures of babies producing computer noises and or modem sounds. So R2D2, woo woo. Anyway, moving on from one entrepreneur and his ethical missteps to other entrepreneurs within India. As a dentist, we require a large number of PPEs to work. And up till about 3 weeks ago, none were being produced. However, if you try and contact someone making PPEs today, you will find a rather large surplus. Now, that is down to old-fashioned Indian innovation. The people that were manufacturing garments decided that they would get involved in actually making PPEs. Now, what that ended up doing is it spurred an economy, it spurred a manufacturing unit, and it spurred PPEs being made. At the beginning of the lockdown, none were being made in India. At present, over 200,000 a day. That is the good news, but that also leads into some sort of some disheartening news about the global economy, where because of the lockdown, most economic activity has almost ceased to happen. The world is sort of at a standstill. Retail shops are closed, hotels have no guests, and traveling is very difficult. The United States has its highest unemployment rate since the late 1930s, similar to that of the era of the Great Depression. Global supply chains have been completely shattered. And according to the UN and the World Bank, we are going to face a large large food shortage, and world hunger will increase because of the problem of supply chains. So not a very good global outlook, but that's where the economy is at the moment. Hopefully, once economic activity restarts, we can get back on track. And with innovations like those of the PPEs and small entrepreneurs, the world can eventually recover.